Right.
Okay, and we're back with part two. We are going to switch this around. We were going to do tournaments last, but Aiden is having connection issues, so he's just going to talk about the Squad Cup and the map pool, all that stuff. So take it away, Aiden, I guess.
Yeah, I was initially going to do like a intro to the Squad Cup and what people are thinking about it, but because I'm lagging horrendously badly, and Gimbal's just like his video stopped and he's just staring into my soul at the moment. So I think what I will do is just announce before I go, before my router kills itself, is just announce the map pool because that hasn't been announced yet, and then I'll do a post on the Dust forums with overheads of the maps because they're all slightly modified. I've modified them in my own time, which is pretty cool. So round one is Border Gulch, which has been modified. I think people will like that. I think that's going to be the best map of the rounds. Round two is Impact Ridge modified. Round three is Spine Crescent with not much modification there, just the two sockets will be the Cargo Matrix, the big pyramids. Round four will be Iron Delta using the Galente Research Lab sockets and the Galente small sockets. And then for the finals, which is a best of three, map 1 will be Impact Ridge modified, map 2 will be Iron Delta with the Research Lab, and map 3 will be Border Gulch. And then depending if there's going to be more or less rounds, I'll edit that on the forums, depending how many people sign up.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm lagged, I'm not sure if I'm just
No,
talking to
that
myself.
all came
Oh, you
through.
can hear me,
That
okay.
came through perfectly.
And now
Okay.
your router can die.
Yay!
Out of interest, is anyone else here entering? Oh, Aiden's doing his thing.
Yeah, I just said, as soon as have you noticed how much power I have? Your router can now die.
But Danny, is anyone from D Uni making squads for this? Because you guys can enter as much as you want.
I don't know. I mean, I would love to enter myself, but it's just a question of finding the time to do it. We've made mention of it, so hopefully we'll get a few people together. I think some of our Spec Ops guys are interested in doing something with it. Like I say, our players are free to join it, obviously. So I don't know if anyone individually getting particularly very organised about it, but they are talking about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to assemble a team at the moment. Sadly, many of the people I asked so far don't have time, simply, at that date. Alex, who was here on Boots on the Ground last week, for example, I wanted to have him with me. So I have to resort to Rivera. Yeah. But I created a team for it called Favorite Fit, and hopefully you guys will see us there.
Leoso?
I haven't thought about it yet, but I'll see if some of the Onslaught guys are into doing it, but I don't know.
Okay. I actually don't know. There's some stuff that's being worked out in the background about maybe getting some commentary and some videos done for the tournament, but that's all still, like, I have no idea if that's actually going to go through or not.
That'd be cool.
It would be really cool.
It would be, yes.
And I keep telling them that, and Logibro's going to push for it, so we'll see. You never know. It wouldn't be live if we did it, that's the thing. Like, it would just be like videos of the final matches.
Be great if you could get it live.
It's fine with me, really. That'd be
Live,
cool.
I'm not a big fan of doing stuff live, I have to say. Like, there's a lot of downtime and things. Well, and quality goes down a lot. Like, I can't upload 720p that Dust outputs at, but I can upload videos that are at 720p and nice quality. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm really hoping it goes through, but I guess we'll just move on then. Second last topic of the night is CCP now have an executive producer again, and I wish we had some CPM members on, because they can actually do things now that there's an exec producer. But
I don't actually think that Jean-Claude CCP Rouge is actually in Shanghai at the moment.
he's in Paris, according to Twitter.
He's in the process of getting over to Shanghai, so obviously there's the whole movement thing and stuff like that, whole moving. But he's obviously already in contact with the community. He's let himself be known. I tweeted him. I tweeted him earlier on today. He answered pretty much straight away. He's certainly engaging the community very quickly.
That's
which is
really good step forward.
Yeah, for comparison, the prior executive producer was CCP Jian.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And before him, I mean, he was in that position for like a year, one and a half, maybe.
About 2 years, I think, by the end of it.
About 20 months, yeah.
Who was in charge of the Dust EP before that?
I think it was internal. There wasn't actually an EP as such, was there? I don't think there was.
But
because that period was when it was internal. It was internal beta.
I was thinking maybe CCP over, but wow, that would be a couple of years back, right?
Possibly. I can't remember who was before.
I was just curious, since we want to talk about the new EP, what do you guys think about the old EP?
Brandon, I spoke to him several times at FanFest. He was someone that was really enjoyed the game and enjoyed engaging with the community. Uprising, though, I think was Uprising was in many ways a huge improvement over Chromosome, but in a lot of other ways it was a major step backwards.
And he took all the blame for it. So.
And unfortunately, I think Brandon took the blame, as Leosa says. He took the brunt of it. But I think it would be fair to say that a lot of what is in Uprising that is good, we have to give him credit for, because he was on the ship at the time. He was in control of it. Yeah. And that's not me being diplomatic or anything like that. I think it would be just very rude to say that he didn't have any effect on the game whatsoever when he clearly did.
What I noticed that every time he spoke in public, like on FanFest and so on, he looked really burned out.
I don't know about burnt out, but and like I say, in the conversations I had with him at FanFest, he was very engaged. He was passionate about the game, and he was really looking forward to Uprising hitting the official launch. So I don't know if, like I say, I don't know if he chose to leave or if he was fired or anything like that. I don't know, and I don't really want to know.
I'm just glad someone's at the helm now.
Yeah, as long as someone's at the helm now. I would assume over the last 3-4 months since CCP Shane left, that Atley, CCP Praetorian, has been pretty much in charge. So he's if he is, that's just my guessing basically on how far he is on the credit list on the game.
Oh, he left the company?
No.
Okay.
That's my guess that he's been in charge of the game in the interim period while they were looking for an EP. So obviously he's been in charge while the monthly iteration has been going on, and that's been a big success as well. I like I say, I'm not as much in the loop as the CPM guys would be. It's just my general impression of the whole thing, but it was a shame Brendan left because I quite liked him, but I can understand why someone would have to have been seen to have taken the flak for the problems that Uprising had, and it's just a shame it was someone like that, because he was definitely passionate about the game. You definitely got that from him.
Yeah, but this new EP seems to have made a good impression. I mean, CEO Pyrex, the arguably Dust's biggest YouTuber. He has a serious man crush.
Like 6,000 subs.
Yeah.
That's a lot more than anyone else does, I think.
He has a raging man crush for CCP Rouge.
Man,
Just watch the video. Just watch the video.
I'll link it down below. You can go watch the Man Crush video.
You're welcome, Pyrex, for the plug. Not that you really need it, but okay.
Well, I mean, I tweeted. It was funny because I tweeted Hilmar and basically said to him, when's CCP Rouge going to have a Twitter account so I can bug him? and then literally within 3 hours, Hilmar quoted my tweet and said, "Here he is, CCP Rouge." Excellent. And then he said, "We're going to poke you with sharp sticks," and he just bring it on. So.
Way to go, Hilmar, throwing Rouge under the bus.
Yeah. So we only poke you with sharp sticks at CCP because we like you. And he just went, "Bring it on." That's how good games are made. So he seems to know full well what he's letting himself in for as far as the community is concerned.
Well, he was like arguably wasn't the hugest game, but the Battlefield Heroes. I mean, I don't know much about the community there, but just if it's any indication on the general Battlefield people.
Was Battlefield Heroes that cel-shaded comic-looking?
Yeah.
Game? I hated that.
I heard it was pretty good, but it was just didn't get a whole lot of attention.
I did a little research on that. It has 10 million accounts for it. So it's pretty big, and a long time ago, this is actually before John worked on Battlefield Heroes, but there was a really interesting game developer conference talk by, I think it was the head of the project at the time, about how they were doing as a business and what their business model was and things like that. I'm slightly worried because they went down the pay-to-win path, in the sense that the best weapons in the game were weapons that you had to pay for. Although, from a financial standpoint, that actually put them into the green or the black, I can't remember.
Black.
Took them out of the red.
It's kind of gone out of vogue, though, the whole pay-to-win thing. It's just become, like, the community will crucify you if you do something like that.
The people who have been going on about him working for EA have... oh, well, EA have got this record. Yeah, well, he doesn't work at EA anymore.
I mean, he got, in the end, like, Hilmar and those people probably have the final say rather than...
Yeah, and they're not going to do it after what happened with Monocle Gate and the duty rights. They are not going to go down that route again.
Caster looks skeptical.
He always does.
I don't know. History tends to repeat itself.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, I was at FanFest 2012, which is the FanFest that was directly after Monocle Gate and all that. And probably for the first day of the FanFest, the CCP devs were all walking around as if they were on eggshells. They were really expecting to get bludgeoned at any point.
No,
and then they lightened up, but towards the end, but because most people had gone to FanFest to just say, "Okay, you screwed up. What are you gonna do?" But obviously we had the patch before that John Land, CCP Unifex was sort of like responsible for. I forget the name of it now.
Incarna.
No, not Incarna. The one afterwards. The one that
Crucible.
Crucible. That was the one, and then the one after that that really set it on the right path. So most people were just wanted to see what they were going to do, and then obviously they did the Mea Culpa on 2012, and then this year, when John Lander announced he was going to do the mobile thing, and he was leaving his post as executive producer of Eve, he got the standing ovation. You know, which was completely instantaneous, and it was quite emotional. And I asked him about it at the Newcastle meet about a month later, and he was genuinely like nearly crying when he was just speaking about it. So he was very humbled about it, and it was heartfelt. You could feel that in the auditorium right there and then. You know, a lot of people thought he was the guy that saved Eve. I would love to have him as EP because he's a known quantity.
Well, he's EP. Oh no, he was EP on Valkyrie for a little while, and now he's back on mobile.
He's back on mobile now. He went over to Valkyrie to kickstart it and get it up and running.
Who is EP for Valkyrie right now?
I forget now.
I think he's one of the... I don't remember.
Oh, it was the guy who worked on Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, a new guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Another guy from DICE, actually.
Mm.
They seem to be getting a lot of ex-EA people, I've noticed.
They're the biggest in the industry, basically.
That's true.
In terms of personnel, probably.
They're a huge company, so there's, by the law of averages, you're gonna have someone that's worked at EA at some point.
I guess they make a lot of FPS as well, so.
Yeah, but people shouldn't fixate on the EA part of it.
They used to be the savior. Now, before they were the big bad of the gaming industry. So remember that, people.
Well, as long as they don't recruit their CEO, then everything's fine, I guess.
Didn't their CEO get? Isn't he not the CEO anymore? I don't know.
No, he's still in. I think he's still in charge, even though they've been voted the worst company in America for second year in a row.
Yes.
I think he's still there.
I think they aren't actually the worst company in America.
No,
but...
that was clearly a very well orchestrated internet thing. But it did get their attention from what I read in the press. So.
But okay, we'll move back to CCP Rouge.
Yeah. But people shouldn't fix it on the EA thing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does. It's probably, I would hazard a guess, it's probably going to be at least two more builds before we start seeing his actual influence in the game.
Yeah, well, we've got 1.6 and then we've got vehicles and weapons in 1.7. So those are already probably set in motion. 1.6 is probably done by now.
Yeah, well, I can tell you right now, 1.6 will almost certainly be done. They usually have it up and running, and they're just waiting for OK from Sony. Usually a month, usually 3 weeks to a month before.
And here's a hint: it's probably going to come out on November 15th.
Possibly.
You're a smart guy.
Rubicon, for those who don't know why.
Yeah. I suspect
Google it.
That might be the case. Oh, what was it they were talking about? When these war packs that have just been announced?
Yeah. What about them?
They come out before 15th, don't they? They come into the store before then.
I think so.
Yeah, because they're on. I don't want to read too much into it, but they're on CC now. They're on the CC market, as well as the combat rifle and the railgun. So
is the railgun the thing they showed in one of their videos promoting Templar 1?
I think
the Gauss rifle?
Yeah, the Gauss one. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Basically the Caldari assault rifle.
Yes.
So hopefully that's going to hit the next patch.
What do we know about 1.6 so far?
I think there's more rendering fixes, some more corp stuff I think they're doing, from what I've heard on Twitter. I've not seen anything officially announced, so I could be just bullshitting here. but I do seem to remember them talking about a big rendering fix. There was going to be a big push on rendering in 1.6. The more corp stuff was coming. I suspect we're probably going to get our weapons though. The weapons that were supposedly going to be in this patch, along with the vehicle fixes. I think we're going to get them. It'll be nice.
Okay. Looking at the last thing I want to touch on about Rouge is the picture. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about here, which was the Moulin Rouge picture.
What? What?
I haven't
have you not seen
this.
that? Oh. Not actually that far away to... Hang on, I think I might be able to drag it on screen.
Show it.
And
I will link it in
that one,
chat.
and then there's the one of Praetorian that popped up as
I've
well.
linked it in Hangout chat. You open...
Oh no.
God.
Yeah, that was wrong on every level.
I still like the Praetorian thing of stop staring me. It's not my fault.
Yeah. Which is true. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. No. But everyone blames him.
Why? I've met the guy. He's really nice. He's a really nice guy.
Anyway.
Although I took the same picture and I put I see you. It says fail user now die.
Actually, you say that, but Thale people I see from Dust Uni. Like, I see you guys using Thales.
Oh, I do proto stomp sometimes. It's not against the rules.
No, it's not against the rules. I mean,
I
I
have
personally don't do
things.
it. I personally don't do it because I get a much greater sense of satisfaction of killing a proto suit using a suit that didn't cost nothing.
It toes the line of neutrality, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure it does.
Okay, well, talking about proto stomping, let's move on to the faction warfare event. Because I think everybody's using proto in those matches.
Yeah.
And a surprise to no one, Amar wins.
Oh, but yeah, just op links. Yeah. Although what actually did surprise me is Caldario winning. Which I didn't expect. I thought people would go for the scanners over sniper rifles and... What was... They got
Might have
sniper
to do-
rifles, assaults, and something else. What did they get?
Forge guns?
No, it wasn't a heavy weapon. Because DS would have been happy otherwise.
Is he ever happy?
I can't
When he's
remember.
drunk.
Oh yeah.
I think
It's like 50-50.
I don't think because Caldari had been like losing ground in the Eve side for quite a while,
Yeah.
so they must have just like suddenly toed the line and used this to push them back into
Well,
competition with Galante.
I'm not going to mention names. I did get a request from Galante about cut mercs.
Was
Not-
it Soto?
Let me guess, it was Aeron Robotics.
asking if any of our mercs would want to fight for Galante, and I just said they're free to fight for whoever they want. I'm not going to tell them. You know, personally, Denny is Galante, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to force the mercs in Dust University to fight for Galante. It's entirely up to them. And we were actually having a conversation, in fact, about faction warfare in management, and I think Rivera was there as well.
Yeah,
About how I'm now completely of the opinion that faction warfare is going to be the thing that is really drives the connection between Eve and Dust, because we've got, I know CCP Team True Grip are concentrating on the Orbital Bombardment version 2, as well as PC version 2, using all the feedback, so that's going to be interesting. I think the Orbital Bombardment is going to be more geared towards the tourney system that we used at FansFest, which I'm all for. So there's some good stuff coming up in faction warfare. I think you're going to be seeing the squad finder was key to that. They needed the squad finder first to iron out the bugs on that. Not that there were many bugs. I mean, they got it up and running. They fixed the bugs more or less in a day.
Go ahead.
No, so like I say, I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see after the vehicles, you're going to see a lot more of the faction warfare stuff coming in. Changes to that. So I'm looking forward to that personally because I think that's going to be the interesting aspect of the game.
I kind of want to switch gears. Is like about Amar just like rickrolling Mimitar. Like, what rewards did they get with Amar? I can't remember. Like a scramble rifle and.
Amar got bolt scrambler rifles,
Yeah.
Logi Amar suits, which are really good, and they got drop-up links.
Yeah.
And
Just
people
like-
just went wild for those.
Yeah, because the Amar militia on the Eve side, at least, has always been super organized. And then I think Subdreddit is pretty much always on Amar side when they do faction warfare.
Well, they're
Like they were-
Kaldari now, but yeah.
Well, okay, but
Yeah.
they, in the past, they like teamed up with Fweddit and just steamrolled the Minmatar. And Minmatar has never been really organized, so it's, at least as far as I know,
But it is actually interesting to note that Amar on the Eve side have been doing a huge push right now.
Mhm.
They're up at tier 2, which is rare for them. Because, like, I mean, Amar is basically just Fweddit for the most part. And I think there's a couple of other corps as well. I'll probably get yelled at for saying
So
that it's
it
just
was-
Fweddit, but
When you say Amar won, it was that Amar captured all the planets, or
yeah, Amar held 100% of the war zone pretty much for all of this week,
okay,
since the event started.
but not the actual systems, just the planets.
Just the planets,
both.
but they're doing a big push Eve side as well. And I don't know if that's actually related.
I would imagine it is. Like,
Even
What
well,
it is
even
in-
from a like they're capturing systems faster anyway. So even if it wasn't intentional,
yeah,
but it's interesting to see. Like I'm really interested to see if it keeps going after the event. Like if people keep going with faction warfare.
well, it's what everybody wants. That Eve Dust link. It's the only one right now, so it's people are hungry for it. I
Yeah.
imagine it will keep going.
And I think that's what CCP Rouge is going to be pushing for as well. If you looked at that, his initial announcement on the blog, in the dev blog, and then what he said in the next interview he did, I think that was for PSN as well. I think CCP are seeing the faction warfare as the quickest, maybe not the easiest, but certainly the quickest way of seeing for Eve players to see the impact that Dust players can have. Because we've always known that Dust is not going to gain any traction with the Eve players until it starts affecting them. And faction warfare is not the largest part of Eve, but it's a substantial part of it. And once those players sort of like get used to the idea of employing Dust mercs to be able to switch systems quickly, then the word's going to start getting out that it's actually beginning to be worth their time. I think what the problem was is that CCP for the last 2 years previous to last FanFest, they'd been hyping up Dust as being this thing that was going to be from day one up and running, doing all this stuff in Eve. The link was going to be complete, and obviously it wasn't going to be because it's something that's going to have to be built up over iteration because they don't want to screw up. They do not want to break the golden egg, you know. So that was their main problem, I think. But it's getting there now. Faction warfare is the key.
Yeah, I'd say from the Dust side, faction warfare is very popular and it's very easy to get into.
Yeah, which is, you know.
So it is the good place to start from.
Here. With the factional warfare event, I tried to go in there with my best equipment and fight for Galanti and win matches for them. Of course, because you also get the bonus at the end of the event. And I'm sorry I have to show you this again. Where is it? Come on.
Ron Tenterhooks here, Caster. Come on, you've teased me.
Here. You. Okay, but yeah, right. Can you see this? This is annoyance pure. This is factional warfare matchmaking for you there.
Wow. Well, there is no matchmaking.
Yeah, indeed. Wait, I have another picture. Yeah, here you see it. Kalari State 16, Galanti Federation 6. I mean, really? I need to win at least 42% of the matches to win that. It's with matchmaking like this, it can be impossible.
You should send me a message on Skype though. If you're going into matches and need squad mates, let me know. This is off topic, but just I'm always willing to.
Usually I would say I'm very antisocial, but for you, of course, I will.
Yeah, you can hit me up too.
So it's not just me, Rivera.
No.
Danny, you're a Galanti too, right? So
Yeah.
What suit?
Just fight whatever I'm using.
Okay, mister, I have 40 million skill points. I bought Omega boosters for a year, haha.
If I'm doing the proto gear, it's usually Galante Assault proto level or level for advanced Galante logistics. So that's what I usually use.
Alright, David, you're going to have a lot of fun with us. You should join Dust University.
He sounds so convinced.
I've talked to Cookie about that, and I might at some point, but I'm happy with Giant right now.
Yeah. I, as I mentioned in the blog, my philosophy is for people to come into Dust University, have some fun times, and if they want to stay, they can stay. If not, they can go on to do other things. It's it's what's the point of having a school which is just the same people all the times? You need a continual influx of people. And if, like I say, I have said before, I would love to find out what the retention rate is for players that end up in a corp of some description. The ones that get into a corp quickly, rather than just solo and then get bored of the game and leave. Because I do know that it's something like there's a 33% increase in retention for EVE players that end up in a corp as quickly as possible. So I would love to find out those kind of figures. But obviously, I'm not CPM, and I don't even think the CPM get them kind of figures, to be honest. So.
Well, we've pretty much talked about the faction warfare thing. Has everybody played all their matches, or are they still? How many more do you have to go?
Played any.
Oh,
I haven't played any either.
I've
for the ones I just go to. With my squad.
Sorry. I've given up after 10 losses in a row. It's just 42%. Oh no. I'm gonna play ambush in my BPO suits now.
I had a really annoying moment. I had a great squad for a Minotaur match yesterday, and then the guy just started queuing ambush, and it was tagged as a squad for Minotaur faction warfare, and I was so angry because I just want to do Minotaur matches. Stop queuing ambush.
That's when when the squad finder goes to 16 players and you can have a team squad finder. That's when the faction warfare is going to really explode.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be too far away actually as well.
I don't know. There are so many things where it feels that CCP would just have to flip a switch, that would improve the game a lot. So
Yeah,
I
the
don't
thing
know
is,
if it's so far out.
a lot of it is
Hopefully.
UI. That's what's holding them back on a few things. I think it's the actual design of the UI to interpret the data that they're getting from the Tranquility server. I think Fox4, or again another bot, told me that I talked about the the employment history of mercenaries in Dust not being visible in Dust. You can see them in Eve, and apparently the game does get that information. It's there, but they just don't have the UI in place for it yet. So UI, anyone that's spoken to anyone that works in UI will often tell you it's possibly one of the hardest parts of game developing is getting the UI sorted out, because that's the actual thing, that's the interface between the player and the game. So once it's there, as all the Crest information is there. But hopefully not too long before they flip this. Like you say, there is a bit of waiting for them to flick a switch. And Crest is one of those things.
Maybe we'll get it in 1.6.
Maybe. That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Yes.
That'd be a really nice surprise.
Speaking of Crest though, that the Dust reports, dustcharts.com that got launched in the last, I think it's 10 days or so. It's not been that long. That's a really good website. That uses Crest. If that's the sort of thing we can expect, just get Crest out as soon as possible.
Is that the one where the most vulnerable districts are shown on the front page?
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
the most bullied corporations as well. That's
yeah.
But if you, like I said, that the whole interface on that website, particularly on an iPad, looks amazing, and that's the kind of thing that we want to have more of.
I've actually been using .lan recently, because that tells you, not only does it tell you like when your districts are under attack and like what time they are, they tell you the date that they're going to get attacked as well, which you don't actually get to find out in game unless you're in the corp. .lan actually gives you that information. It's quite nice. It's very useful for doing things like we've started doing more Eve bombardment again, because like there's more war points, so we're actually getting more use out of it. Worth the risk in a sense. And like knowing when and where needs help is really useful. Okay, I guess that's us for this week. I'm looking. Oh god, next week. I hope there's something to talk about next week. Nullarbor and Fox4, if you guys are listening, like, let me know. Give us something to talk about.
You could get one of them on the show.
Oh yeah, that'd be great if you could. I think they'd be up for it. I think they'd be up for it. They just need to get permission there to do that kind of thing.
I want to get Logibar on as well. I'll probably do that around the tournaments. And in 2 weeks we have Eve Vegas to talk about, and we can talk about all the stuff they revealed there.
Apparently there's going to be some big announcements at Eve Vegas they've been hinting at. So.
And there's a Dust tournament as well. I'm looking forward to. Well, I'm looking forward to hear about it because I want to know who's going, and maybe get someone on from then in 2 weeks' time. But
maybe you're going.
I wish.
I still need team members. You're a mass driver guy, right?
Yeah, I am.
So I think we could work something out.
Okay, well that's us for this week. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Shoutouts, if people want to do them. I'll start with Castor. Shoutouts.
Yeah, join this lady and this guy over there in Dust University. It's a great corp. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, with it.
We aim to please.
I'm guessing if I ask Revere, are you going to do the same shoutout?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my corp. They're awesome. They treated me so well over the past 5.5 months, and they're awesome. So, yeah, join us. We're fun. We have potato squads.
Denny, same shout out.
No, actually, well, obviously I exude join D-Uni lovers, but I would actually like to give a big shout out again to the community for the recent fundraising for Quick Love's young boy, and also I would like to give a shout out for CCP for delivering a patch which I think is universally liked by everyone. I don't think I've heard any really bad thing said about it at all. Everyone's quite pleased with it, so I think they should give themselves a pat on the back for that one. So well done, CCP.
Yeah, I have to agree there as well. Castor, do you want to do the clap noise? That wasn't quite what I was going for, but okay.
I'm eating.
Leoso, shoutouts.
Thank you to the community for the helping out Quick Gloves. And now I'm bored because I have ADD and I need to chase a squirrel, so.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna play some Dust after this.
Yes,
I
let's
should
go.
probably upload this. Who actually here is playing Dust after this? Because I'd totally be down for squadding. Yeah.
Here.
You wanna go do some
I'm gonna
Galante
play a couple of
matches?
games, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna be squad leader.
Okay. Well,
I'm not gonna be squad leader.
Okay, well, I'll off on after this. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week, hopefully with something to talk about.
Can we all wave and say goodbye?
Okay.
Good.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.